Am I the a-hole for refusing to care for my elderly father anymore? TLDR, I've lived alone with my elder dad for 3 years, and he is extremely careless about the messes he makes and rude to my attempts at caring for the house, so I do not wish to clean up after him anymore. Formatted and written on phone, so I'm sorry if it comes out difficult to read. Also long cuz background explanation. I, 26F, moved back to my family home 3 years ago. This happened right as I had to finish college, and my parents didn't/couldn't support me financially anymore to just finish my exams. Note, I had 2 part-time jobs, a place of my own, and had every opportunity for permanent work back then with which I could have become independent. I listened to them, because parents want what's best for me. I never got along well with my family on many things. My mom has narcissistic behaviors but is getting much better, and my dad is diagnosed by family as having old man brain, whatever that entails. The situation at home was difficult and stressful with constant arguments, and while all 3 family members worked, I mixed remote and physical work and still had 2 jobs essentially. It was up to me to keep the home clean and make food for my mother and myself. Because of this, I burned out like a matchstick and was unable to finish college. My mom ended up moving away 8 months after my move-in, due to family matters, leaving me alone with my dad. Now, this is where I give credit where it's due. My dad built me a small 4 superscript 2M-ish room within our apartment, and we chose to split costs so I can focus on a single job. Unfortunately, my town is incredibly small, and even now you can find 2 job listings in total. I had times of unemployment and crappy side jobs, but I managed my money well and have never needed to ask my family for money during these few years. My dad, unfortunately, still works at this old age too, because he finances my elder sister, 37F, and her family of 5, and he needs to help out my mother where she lives. Now, the problem starts with home care. Our home is 42 superscript 2M in size, which is perfectly manageable for me. When my dad is away visiting my mom, it's clean and tidy, and I manage it well enough, I believe. However, my dad is nothing short of a slob. He walks through the home in his work shoes and spreads dirt everywhere each morning and afternoon. He doesn't wipe anything which he spills on the floor, countertops, or stove. He doesn't clean his own dishes or do his own laundry, and he has picked up the vacuum once this year when I was away for a month in psych inpatient, severe BPD. When he goes number 2, he always manages to fart his crap onto the lid. He eats only goulash and soups. He leaves snotty tissues and toothpicks anywhere to the point I find them in his bed every other day, or even find used toothpicks atop our toilet paper roll, which he refuses to leave hanging on the stand and keeps on a counter by the toilet. He puts dirty shoes and trash bags atop my work shoes daily because we keep them out in the hallway. While my dad isn't visiting my mother, the house genuinely starts falling in disarray. It doesn't help that he has immense quarrel with me vacuuming or cleaning while he's around because I make noise. I can only clean in late afternoons when I'm off work for the day. The biggest problem of all is that my dad always does the opposite of what you want/need/ask for. If I ask to please hang laundry inside because it will rain, he hangs it outside, but when it's sunny, he's suddenly too embarrassed to hang laundry where neighbors could see him and hangs it inside. If I want a window open in my room, he demands I close it. When I keep it closed, he demands I open it, and this once even led to an argument where I was kicked out and homeless for about a month. If I go to make myself a salad, he argues with me for not cooking up a random piece of frozen chicken he pulls out as a suggestion. If I wish to throw something away, I can't. But if I wish to keep something, we argue because I always refuse to throw things away. This all happens every day, mind you. Yesterday, we had an argument regarding laundry. I told him that if he feels like it, he can hang laundry on the drying rack because the forecast says rain, but if not, to leave it, and I'll hang it after I've rested. He nodded, and we came to that agreement. Then, I suddenly hear him hanging the clothes outside, and I come to ask once again to put the laundry inside, because if it rains, it won't dry in time for me to have clothes for work. His first immediate response is to tell me off for not taking out a tissue paper from his pants pocket, and it was once again all over the washing machine and our clothes. We argue, and I end up telling him to just leave it and let me do it instead, and I begin taking my clothes back inside. At this, he mutters that I'm crazy, and at this point, I honestly explode. I yelled at him that I know he does this shit on purpose to anger me, and that he's completely unreliable in every way possible. Because how can this happen consistently for 3 years and nothing changes? I have BPD, and despite therapy and medication, I can only do so much to genuinely hold back a reaction against someone that combative. I also perceive that I genuinely can't even live my life or be independent because all these little hindrances genuinely hold me back with day-to-day normal activities. I finally snapped yesterday and told my father this is the last time I even touch his clothes, and from now on, we each strictly clean and dry our own laundry, when and how we want. This seems utterly reasonable to me, since we can't get along. My father replied that, in that case, I may take my laundry to the laundromat, which is 12 kilometers away. I completely brushed this off because my dad doesn't know how to even turn the knob to change the modes, let alone anything else. However, I have decided that I'm likely not going to do any cleaning for his benefit either, because for the behavior he displays I myself would have been slapped within an inch of my life. I've called a cleaner yesterday, and I'd rather pay somebody else to do it, because if I spend another day cleaning only for it to be literally shat on the next day, I'm going to absolutely break down. My dad is obviously trying to be spiteful back, threatening I'll have to drive myself around and he won't do XYZ, but I'm saving for a license and car solo, not like he's even aiding me. My mother finds me heartless and horrible because that is still your father and he's worked his ass off to finance you when you were a child. I'd also like to note that the entirety of my family is extremely adamant about old members being put in care homes because we believe nothing compares to the skill and care a caretaker/nurse can give. My dad isn't even being considered for this, as he provides for the rest of the family, as I stated before. I want people to tell me honestly because I have BPD and this horribly messes with my perception and feelings toward things. I know an answer is to work toward independence, but having listened to my parents, I'm set back by 8 years and need to redo what I had before, now with extra responsibilities upon me.